on the Donna Smith Show.
No.
On the Donna Smith Show.
No.
And this is how we do it.
And
this is how we do it. And this is how we do it. Okay, let me get back to y'all. You know what, Gareth? You be doing all right on there. You gonna put you on background singing. You on background duty? Let me have you be on the background. How y'all doing, everybody? Welcome to the Donna Smith Show, Table Talk, Grown Folk Style. We are here today, day after Father's Day, to bring you guys a little conversation. We're not gonna keep up all your time, but we're gonna get some of your time tonight. And I just want to welcome my panel who is here now. And remember that if you're ever interested in being on the panel for the show, just hit me up. I'll send you the link. I usually always post it on Facebook. And you can be a part of the panel, or you can just sit back in your lazy boy chair and just enjoy the show. Like, share, and subscribe. Hit that thumbs up button so that each time we do this, or I do a video myself, you will be notified, okay? So with that being said, I do want to say that whatever we do discuss, talk about, we bounce it off in a grown folk mature way. Sometimes we disagree, but we know how to disagree peacefully, I must say. But no question is meant to make anyone feel uncomfortable or to step on anyone's toes or whatever. We all have opinions. We all have our strong opinions. And if a question is not for you, please step over that one. But stay here, because something we're going to talk about is going to be of interest to you. And with that being said, you guys, hey, what do we do at the beginning of the show?
Toast to the toes.
Do we toast to the hostess with the most days? What? Everybody? What? Okay. Well, John, you the only one didn't show a glass.
Because I'm trying to get on, I'm on my phone right now. In my computer, I couldn't,
Okay, click, click. He'll toast when he'll toast when he get that together, y'all. What's that, Gareth? That's water?
Yeah, mine.
Okay, what you got, Cordell?
Orange juice.
Orange juice. How about grape juice?
Yeah, from the Napa Valley, right?
Actually, yes. But you know what? I must say, I did go to a winery in Sassoon here, Saturday. I got to get the name of it. I got it over there on my dresser, but it was nice scenery, nice kickback, nice wine, nice breeze, like exotic, erotic type of trees. It was really nice. Hung out there. Got some really good wine. I'm not big on wine, but sometimes if it's a nice, not too sweet, not too dry, I can do it. This wine here is like this is like a grape raspberry kind of, but it's real smooth. It's not too, I just don't do the dry thing, So, and wine is good for you guys. It relaxes you, all of that, as long as you don't do it to the extent of being drunkards, okay? If that's what they say. If you don't drink to the extent of getting drunk, it's interesting because I just want to start this off before we get going. It amazes me when I see people who get drunk drinking beer and get drunk drinking wine. They really, I guess it has alcohol in it, right? So anything with an alcohol volume percentage, you can get high. But I know people who just do the beer and who just do the wine, and they always loaded.
What about people who just do NyQuil?
Some people do NyQuil. Yeah. I don't know, but for some reason, some will say that because they drink wine only, they're in the safety zone. because they drink beer only, they in the safety zone. They're not doing the hard alcohol. They're not even potentially alcoholics, but there are alcoholics who drink beer and who drink wine.
When you drink too much of anything, it's a problem.
And I wonder what's too much. What constitutes, when you go to the doctor for your physical, and they do these little, answer questions. Do you have how many times a week? Yeah, how many times a week do you have an alcoholic beverage? And you're like, I'm just a social drinker. Well, what does that mean? They still want you to tell them I have 4 cups a day. I got 2 a day. I got 1 a day. I got once a week. And I guess that's how they monitor if you have an issue.
Right, it is, because even in the hospital, that's a standard questionnaire. They need to know, do you drink heavily? What do we have to do to medicate you? They need to know. It's just like, hey, how often do you smoke? And do you smoke? Are you going to smoke in the hospital? These questionnaires, they're important, but they seem intrusive, but it's information that needs to be had. So,
I mean, they want to ask, they want you to answer all those. They even want you to answer if you're afraid to go home, are you being abused and stuff like that. They want to know these things.
Yeah.
Well, it's for your health, because you got to think, if they're treating you for one thing and don't know that you're doing other things involved, then you can't get the proper treatment. I always say that's the most safest place you can be. I mean, you can tell you're supposed to be telling whatever's going on is your doctor. I ain't never kept a secret from my doctor.
And you have to feel comfortable. If you have a good doctor, I'm not going to say my doctor is bad, but I mean, I did have a doctor prior to her, and that that doctor was just so awesomely approachable, so open, so concerned. I just had this click with her, and she retired, and it just hurt my feelings. And so I tried to find another doctor, which I've kind of held on to. We and her are getting better. But at first I was like, oh my God, it's really hard finding a doctor that you really can feel comfortable with, and you're not just another number.
But even if they're dragging your butt into an emergency, you need to be open and let them know what's going on. So they can, if something is going on, so they can treat you properly. Damn a secret when I got my life on the line.
That's right. Because I let them know. I let them know what's going on with you. And that's another thing, we have to, especially getting at a mature stage in life, you have to be honest with yourself and your medical, providers, and also go and get your checkups. A lot of people, they say in a minute, I ain't been to the doctor in 2-3 years. I ain't been sick. I mean, but it's things that you need to get checked. Preventative maintenance. You have to make sure certain things is right. Certain blood tests, your cholesterol levels, potassium, vitamin D, thyroid, A1C for sugar. Some people are walking around borderline diabetics and don't even know it.
Some people walking around diabetics and don't even know it.
They don't even know it. They don't know why they feeling that the way they do. Sometimes they just think they had a hard day, a hard night, a hard week. And, you can die from that thing. So just to be safe, being real, once a year, make it a habit. I like to try to do it around the first of the year, which is my birthday time. And that alerts me. If I know I haven't did a physical or certain tests around my birthday time, it's time. So I'll start scheduling for certain things to be done just to make sure I'm good, And so I know our men find it sometimes, I don't know, some men are real good with just going. But some men shy away from going to the doctor to get certain things checked because they just don't want to go through all that. They wait until they drag it into the doctor's office. you know, all of a sudden they can't do nothing no more, and they go in there, and it could have been something that could have been saved and dealt with, and preventive maintenance and all that stuff. So keep your health right, grown folks. Benjamin Smith, what do you have in your cup today?
Water.
We don't see it.
Oh, y'all chinging still? What are you talking about?
What we do every show at the beginning of the show, Ben. Maybe
Did y'all already do the toast?
I would think you like 20 minutes late. We've been toasted.
So why you worry about what's in my cup? It's
because
too
I
late
want to
now.
see your cup. Let me see. Okay, there you go.
Right.
You got something. All right, Lord, help us. Help us. Okay. Do you guys have anything to share? This has been a great weekend. You have Daddy's Day. That was yesterday. I want to say happy Father's Day to all the fathers out there. Happy Father's Day to the stepdads too. Happy Father's Day to the father figures. Some have been very inspirational in a child's life on raising them up and just a father figure, but not actually their biological father, but that's a beautiful thing. That's a beautiful thing. So I want to say happy Father's Day to you all. You guys want to share any Father's Day experiences or anything you did this weekend? I know we have Juneteenth. This is Juneteenth today, the 19th of June. The celebrations went on this weekend for sure.
Yes, they
got
did.
a few things. I think down in Lake Mary by the lake, they have some things going on today too, and probably in other places. It's a very big, important day. It's actually a federal holiday. A lot
of banks was closed.
Banks was closed, and the postal service, no mail was delivered today. Banks was closed. The freeways was extremely light. Commuting earlier, I'm like, am I the only one?
Wasn't that nice?
Yeah. So it's a thing where a lot of businesses are recognizing it, and some haven't gotten up to speed yet. I guess they're dragging their feet, but Joe Biden signed the legislation June 17th, 2021. That was actually 2 years ago, to make this day a National Independence Day Act. To make this day, Congress passed to make it a holiday, a federal holiday. And, I don't know. I like to know how you guys feel, because I feel like, if it's a federal holiday, then everybody should be honoring it, right?
Nope.
So why are some okay? What makes it okay for them not to? Is it a choice thing? It's not a mandated thing. It's a choice, right?
I remember Martin Luther King's birthday when it first came out. It was like 4 or 5 states that refused. I think Arizona was the last one. They refused to okay it. So
I don't think they even honor it today, right?
No, they do. They finally started doing.
And what state was that? You said Illinois?
Arizona.
Arizona.
Yeah, they do it now, but it's just when you're dealing with, in my opinion, when you're dealing with things that have something to do with Black, they're very slow to react. That's my opinion. These are the last holidays that's come up with the most important people in the most important situations. And both of these situations and both of those people, like Juneteenth, was the stealing of somebody's rights. And to not acknowledge that is pretty raw.
Commemorating the emancipation of enslaved African Americans.
Yeah. And that was in
hello, lovely lady. Mwah. How are you? Good to see you. It's always a pleasure.
Hi, Donna.
Hi, sweetheart. We missed the show last week, so we doing a Monday. It's always a pleasure to see you coming by saying hi. And
yeah, you look good.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Today has been a day, but I guess I'm still, this is the first time I've had to rush home on a Monday and do the show. Usually I'm already off on that day for whatever. And today was interesting because I was getting a little anxiety because I was like, I ain't gonna make it. I ain't gonna make it. I ain't gonna feel it. I ain't gonna, and I had to just keep moving when I got home and not get too comfortable. Because it would have been a wrap. Once I get in that bath and get comfortable, man.
It's all over, huh?
Yes, it's all over. But I'm having a glass of grape juice and I'm good.
That's good. Yeah, tomorrow is my birthday.
Oh, happy birthday, sweetie.
And our anniversary.
Happy birthday.
Oh, you guys got married on your anniversary?
On my birthday.
I mean, on
Happy
your
birthday to you.
Yeah.
Wasn't that beautiful?
25 years.
25 years? So you guys were young bucks, huh?
Yeah.
I just want to say happy anniversary, and I want to commend you guys. We look back to, I got, relatives, grandparents, and my uncle, auntie, and other family members who have been together for so many years. My mom, my stepdaddy was together for a very long time as well. And in this day and age, with everything that has changed, people looking at marriage in a different way. Looking at it more as a business partnership per se than someone you really love and want to spend your life with forever, And I know it takes hard work. I know it's been ups and downs. Ain't nothing perfect, but you guys have hung in there. And that is such an accomplishment. I hope you do something special for the birthday and anniversary, but I know it's on the middle of the week almost. So
yeah.
You guys have plans?
Well, Gary said we'll go to the movie. Are we still going to the movie?
Oh, he gonna take you to the movies tomorrow?
Yeah.
And he probably gonna feed you too, girl.
Yeah, he said.
What y'all going to see?
We probably go see Fast X.
Oh, okay.
Fast X, is that supposed to be a good one? I haven't.
You know the one what Van Diesel in it.
Yeah.
What Van Diesel and all them.
Oh, the Fast and Furious one.
Yeah, but this is Fast X.
Okay.
This is what it's what John Cena and what's the other guy's name? I don't know.
So it just
Ludacris. Yeah.
Oh, Ludacris is in there. So did it just come out?
It's with Ludacris and Tyrese and some other people.
Did the movie just come out?
No, it's been out.
No, it's been about a month. They got the Flash on there too. The Flash, the new Transformer movie is out.
Yeah.
Elemental is out.
It's between those two that we probably go see.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, I wish you a very happy birthday, lady. We still gonna plan some. I think we wait until Mark come to town. And JJ. And we're gonna try to get together and meet somewhere and have some drinks and a little lightweight dinner somewhere mutual so everybody can get to, So I'm definitely gonna let you know. I told you, hubby, he better bring you too. He better bring you. I ain't playing.
You think you better bring me.
Bring me.
And tomorrow next week we want to hear all about that birthday and anniversary. I know y'all gonna have a great time, right?
Yeah.
25 years. Hey, you gotta get each other something really special, like a really nice.
I already bought him a ring.
Oh, you got him a ring, like a marriage ring, a new one?
Yeah.
Oh, he didn't flash that on us. He got it on.
Hold on. Let me see.
Let me see what you're working with. Gareth, why you didn't tell us you got some new stuff? Well, if he ain't saw it, I don't want you to show it to us. Did he see it yet?
No, why you didn't show? Why you didn't show her?
Or do y'all want to wait and show us next show? Let me see. Can I see it? I see it in the bag. Oh, nice. You
That's
like
it.
that, Gareth?
Yeah.
That's
You got-
it. And this is mine right here.
Oh, that's pretty.
Yeah.
So you guys both got your pretty rings, 25
Yeah, we just
years.
gotta go and size it.
Get them sized.
Yeah. Because his is too big.
Oh, okay. That
Yeah.
is so beautiful.
His is too big for his
You know, nowadays you can't even stay married 25 months, let alone 25 years.
She said 25 months.
You know, you try to be together 25 months, it's like, oh Lord, we ain't gonna make it.
Oh no,
And-
I know.
But 25 years, man, that would be such a beautiful thing. And those who are married 50 years, 60 years, you know, my grandparents, my grandfather was in his 80s when he passed, and my grandmother was her late 70s or something when he passed. But they had been together since they were 13. She was 13.
Ooh, that's a long time. That's a long time.
And he was 21.
Wow.
Back in the country.
That's a blessing.
Yeah, he went to the military and stuff. So when she turned 18, he wanted to marry. She graduated high school at 16, and he wanted to marry her when she graduated high school, but her parents said no. So she went on to beauty school, and they got married as soon as she turned 18.
What you get?
Nice.
Cheetos.
Nice. I like
You know what I'm saying? And to think back to you 13, 14, and your husband, you know,
That ain't
his
Cheeto.
wings in his 80s, that is a long time to be together.
Yeah.
That is
Yeah,
so
popcorn,
beautiful
dude.
to me. I just think that's so beautiful. And I mean, as we get older, of course, I can't, you know, I probably won't be with nobody for 50 years, but give me some good. I think I got about, you know, shoot, get me in my 80s and 90s. Let me get somebody to get a little 30 some years with or some shit. I'll be happy. Somebody that I can deal with, okay? Because, you know, especially when I'm just going off the record a little bit. We ain't even got into the meat of the show, but we just kind of, you know, this is what we do. We table talk. We talk about stuff. But you know, you get with you get into a season stage of your life, and then it's more about quality than quantity. You don't need a whole bunch of different type of men or women. You're looking for something that's going to be lasting, that you can spend your mature years with, grow older with, trust, have loyalty and faithfulness with. And it's really surprising how some older men and women are still out here swimming in the sea, playing games, trying to have 3-4 women, trying to have 4-5 men. I mean, what is that? And you are 50, almost 60 years old, and you still thinking you play a player. I mean, come on now.
Yeah.
You know, and then some want to wait until they want to get married, but they want to get married when everything break down. They all broke down. Ain't nothing.
They have all these babies.
I don't see how you don't like these.
Sit them down.
You know, ain't nothing right. They have. I was just it came down my news feed. One of the musicians, what was his name? He's 79 years old.
Have a commitment.
And just had his 7th child. He just had another child at 79 years old.
Who?
I have to find who it was. It was one of these.
When Al Pacino had a kid.
Yeah, he 82.
How is Nick Cameron?
At 82.
Yeah.
I mean,
Al
I
Pacino.
guess what you can do, if you get with a younger girl, if you get with a younger woman that's still fruitful and can, you know, bear children, you know, and in her prime, and you're 70, 80 years old and still can hit the target every now and again, it can happen.
Every now and again, what you make it think you got?
I mean, his
little
swimmers are not swimming as strong as they were.
How you know?
Because they slow down when you get older.
No, I don't.
Your thingies don't swim fast like they
Yes,
used
they do. Yes,
to.
they do.
My God.
I don't know what you talking
I
about.
don't know
Where
what
get
you
that
talking
from?
about because you ain't up there yet. Did somebody tell you their story?
Yeah, because I know somebody that had a baby. They was 60-something years old.
I didn't
Men
say
get
I didn't say they don't swim. I say they're a little sluggish. They swimming a little slower.
Having a baby is really not the man's problem. It's
I
the woman's
said
problem most of the time.
It's not
Unless you
sperm-
got
about.
that
It's
swimming
just. It's
stuff.
about the amount. It's about the strength.
Mm-hmm.
We ain't
the-
talking about the speed of no swim.
they gotta
It's
be
Them
able to
about how
wiggle
eggs,
much
their
is the eggs
tail.
is
produce.
having a problem.
No,
They gotta
it's
wiggle their
about.
tail and they gotta
It's
get in
about
there
how
and get
much
into
they
the uterus
producing
and to the
and
egg, the
how
fallopian
strong.
tube, and they gotta
No,
latch on. And
You
sometimes
know,
no,
men know what
fighting
to
with
do.
each other.
no.
Get
Stop.
them
How y'all gonna
get them
tell me
things
I'm a woman?
situated.
What you
I'm a man.
You
You
a
trying to talk
woman?
about a man, and you gonna
Donna,
talk about because you
Donna,
a
the
Donna,
swimmers
woman.
Donna,
do get
Sister?
tired. Tell
Donna,
me.
No, they
It
don't.
ain't.
Donna,
It ain't
Donna,
that.
think back to your
No, they
biology.
don't.
It ain't that.
Even though the man might be 90 years old, it only
You can
takes
still make
one
a
egg.
baby.
It
Only
only
takes
takes
one egg
one
and one
swimmer.
sperm.
One sperm.
There she
So
go. Let him finish, Donna.
the thing
John, if
is
you
that
ain't gonna show
even,
your face, you
even,
need to be quiet.
Let him finish.
even though he's 80 years old, he might produce maybe instead of 1,500 sperm count, might be only 15. But if that
Right.
if that one sperm attached to the egg and is fertile, he's going to produce a child. It's just biology.
I know, but I just said they don't swim as fast, Cordell.
No. It ain't got nothing to do with swimming.
You gotta get to the you gotta get to
Oh
the
my
thing.
God.
They
There
be
she
racing
go.
each
There
other.
she go.
Did
There
y'all
she
see the
go.
little movie that the
Listen,
Stop
sperm?
Why
watching
you
the little
arguing?
cartoon.
Listen
Where's
to
your
what I'm saying.
PhD at, Donna?
Listen to what I'm saying.
They gotta
gotta-
get there.
No, you got to understand this thing. It's the amount of eggs to the amount of sperm. When you're younger, you produce more sperm. As you
Right.
get older, he produces less sperm. So it doesn't matter how they swim. What matters is the attachment to the egg. It could be just one sperm to that one egg.
It
That's
only
all
takes
needs.
okay, I will agree to that. It takes one sperm to get to the egg. I'm not arguing that.
Yeah, but it doesn't matter how.
That's
it
why
swims.
79, 80-year-old can still have a baby. His sperm got to the egg,
Right, that is correct.
but it went in slow motion.
Okay.
You ain't going no slow motion. What the hell?
It did.
No, he got a young booty. That's what it was.
Oh my God. Who
Yeah,
said
Al Pacino had a 29-year-old at 82. So it's easy for him to have a child. If you got a woman that's older, it's not easy to have a child with them because their body does not accept the sperm the same way it did when they're in their 20s and their 30s. When they're in their 40s,
if
especially
she's
in their
having a
50s, it's
menstrual
about done.
cycle, if she's having a menstrual cycle and still have eggs, she can get pregnant.
No, it don't work like that.
Yeah, she can.
When you get a certain age, when you get in your 40s and stuff, especially
you
your
can
late,
still
it's
get pregnant.
very
I
hard.
see women
You can
every
get
day.
pregnant, but you can't keep a lot of times you can't keep the baby.
They do
It's
keep
a
the
whole
baby.
it's a whole different situation.
There was one
It's a
lady.
harder pregnancy
There was
than
one
it is with
lady
that.
who was a grandmother. She was a parent, a grandmother, and hadn't used any birth control for 15 years, her and her husband. She was almost 50 years old and came in and was pregnant with twins.
Hey, what did you just say? There was a lady. Is that what you said? A lady. That's not normal.
If she has eggs, ovaries, fallopian tubes, and all that, her uterus is still intact. She's still having her period. She can get pregnant. Now, what happens is she becomes higher risk carrying a child as you get older. You may start having complications that will occur, but you can still carry a child.
That's a problem too. When your uterus is all old and beat up and stuff, it's hard to carry a baby.
Uterus gonna get beat up. What do you mean beat up? Explain yourself.
Well, when you get older, the uterus is not the same strength. That's why when you go through menopause, that stuff happens. Well, you can't have a baby anymore. And some people go to menopause. Some ladies go through menopause early.
They do. Some are actually in their 30s and go through it.
That's what I'm saying. So a lot of that stuff that we're talking about, reproduction, has a lot to do with your woman as well as the man's sperm. A man only needs,
I'm not arguing
10
that.
sperms. A woman needs all kinds of things to make. She might be pregnant and the baby don't hold. It might even be 2 weeks. So, you know,
well, that can happen
all
at
things
any
come
age. That can happen at any age, though. But I'm just saying that I had researched this once, and I know, like Cordell said, a man at that age will produce less sperm than he did when he was 25, 30 compared to 55, 60. But he still will produce sperm. And if that sperm reaches the fertilized egg of a woman who can carry and get pregnant, it can happen. It will happen. It will happen.
You take vitamins and minerals and all kind of different fruits and vegetables and stuff, and woo, it'll set your body up just like you was a young baby.
Yeah, I mean, and a lot of times, you know, people get in the mindset of, especially if you haven't been able to get pregnant for a long time, or you haven't been able to make a baby for a long time, they start thinking they can't. And so they just go out doing what they do without birth control, without protection, and then boom, one day it happens.
And a lot of 70-year-old men, I don't think it's a lot of 70-year-old men still putting it down like that, is it?
Yeah.
A lot of
70
number of 70-year-old men
70
still beating
is
them
not
up.
too old for somebody to be getting down. John, you got 2 logins.
Okay.
Yeah, so you know, my hats off to those who are trying to have kids beyond retirement age, and some, you know, if it's a blessing for you to bring a child in, you know, there's
I don't think that's a good idea. I think that's a selfish thing.
It can backfire in quite a few ways, you know.
It's not the backfire. You literally know that if you have a child, say you have a child when you're 70 years old, you know that it's a strong possibility that you will not even be there when that child turns 18. I mean, you're giving them the situation where they're not going to have a dad. Like Al Pacino. You think Al Pacino going to be around when that kid hit 20?
How old is he?
82.
I mean, we don't know. Perhaps, maybe not. Some people live to 100 plus. We don't know. Only God knows that one. But I understand what you're saying.
We still need our parents. I need my parents right now. Shoot. You know, we all need our parents until as long as we can have them. Losing them at 30 is, you know, that throws off the balance of your life. 20 years old and stuff. All you got is memories. You don't have that time where you can be educated by your parents.
Well, that can happen whether you're a young dad or mother or older. It can happen either way. Sometimes the kids check up out earlier, Lord forbid, than the parents. So
yeah, that's true.
We don't know, but you know.
Oh, I know that, but I'm saying if you 80 years old, it's a strong possibility that you're not gonna make it to 100.
Are you gonna eat those?
Well, it's a lot of things. I mean, just going to the park and playing ball with your little boy. I mean, you know, unless you're in exceptional good shape at that age, you know, things like that can be really challenging, you know, when you're that old. But you know, hats off to it. But let's move on, you guys. Juneteenth, happy Juneteenth to everyone. I hope you got your celebrations in, and you do you know, celebrate the reason, not the season, okay? Anything else to share? You guys did anything great this weekend other than eat, drink, and be merry? I know Cordell showed some luscious food. You went out to dinner, Cordell?
No, I didn't.
You didn't go out for Father's Day?
No.
Oh, okay. Well, maybe afterwards. You know how ridiculous it is to get into these restaurants on them days? Mother's Day is really off the hook, but Father's Day, it'd be hard to get a doggone reservation too. You know what I mean? We can't hear you, John. You're muted. So whatever you're saying, I hope
because I was cussing at the moment. You can make reservations are wide open.
No, they not, John.
Yes, they.
No,
yes.
they not.
How you gonna tell me?
Do you know what the number of Father's Day compared to Mother's Day is? Mother's Day is the number 2 holiday in the country. You know what Father's Day is?
Is there a
number
Father's
20?
Day?
Number
John.
20. Father's Day is number 20. Can you think of 20 more holidays? Other than, so we're talking about even Valentine's Day, Father's Day go behind it.
Father's Day is behind Ramadan.
So let's talk about this for a minute. Why do you
Father's
guys think
Day
that is so?
behind National Donut Day.
Oh my goodness. Why do you guys think it's not enough emphasis put on Father's Day?
Oh
because
my God.
it all starts with this, how fathers are slandered. Nobody cares. Don't bore nobody. They don't say the big piece of chicken no more.
No big piece of chicken.
Because and sometimes, and this is a true statement, what I'm about to say. There was a couple, literally, one of their arguments was about the big piece of chicken or the bigger piece of meat or the most, more potatoes or whatever. And the thing what came down to it, the wife was fixing heartier plates for herself than she was fixing for her husband. And that's what it came down to. He working, he doing all this stuff. And that one of their arguments was, damn, she feed me less than she eat herself. Look it. Father's Day was drowned out, period. You had Juneteenth that ran from the last week all the way up into today. You had Pride celebration all over. Father's Day was not. Gilman Park had one title. They had Juneteenth Father's Day. That's what Gilman Park's theme was. But it was Juneteenth Father's Day. So it was Juneteenth, and they were recognizing Father's Day. Not fathers recognizing Juneteenth.
We had Father's Day celebration. We had a Father's Day bailout. So we had all the fathers come up. We had all the fathers and everybody talk about things. They had spoken word. We had gifts for the fathers, all that stuff. So I don't know what you talking about.
That's isolated. What's
isolated?
That was at a certain.
Then you should have came. Is you a daddy?
No, we're not saying what I should have came. What I'm saying is we talked. She just asked about why it's recognized.
Why do I think why is it a difference?
Why just think about the commercialism behind it? How much do you know they didn't even show that many Father's Day commercials?
I didn't pay attention to the commercials.
Because you didn't see them. You didn't see them.
I didn't watch TV like that.
That was one of the things.
High ticket island.
It don't matter. I'm watching sports, and I still didn't even see that many Father's Day commercials. You would think.
So what you gonna do about it, buddy? What you gonna do? We had a barbecue and everything. We had a Father's Day bailout. We gonna do
Where was that at? Where was that at?
That was in Oakland.
We're at
we
in
had
Oakland.
A whole bunch of people come
We're
up.
We're at in Oakland.
It was 28th and Adeline.
Isolated.
What's
Like
isolated? What you mean
it
is
was at
isolated?
29th and Adeline. It wasn't something that
Yeah, but
carried
why?
out throughout.
Dude, even if you're talking about Juneteenth, okay, the Juneteenth celebrations is there. Does that or does that not mean that you're able to have a celebration with your family on a large scale?
Let me tell you, if
You just
you
want it
ask
to
how
be
many
daddy day.
people what they did, look at San Francisco Gate, the Chronicle, all of them, they actually online, they had a list of activities that was going on, hyperlinks, so you can click on them and you can go straight to them. And it was for
Yeah,
the whole weekend, and they had it for
yeah.
all over the Bay
And then
Area.
how do you celebrate your
And they
birthday?
did
The
not
whole
have
weekend?
nothing. They didn't have nothing. When you
We
looked at
had
other
some, but it
things
still was
that were going, it
Juneteenth.
still was, but we're talking on a national basis. Father's Day is not recognized like that.
I'm trying to figure out why not.
Well, I
Because
don't
they don't
know.
respect fathers. They don't respect
It's as
fathers
simple as
anymore in
that.
our society. They don't respect dads no more in society. But a lot of dads have given up a lot of their roles as dads, and it's hard to get it back. And a lot of guys don't know how to be dads. They don't have dad training. They don't know how to be the head. They don't know what their situation is. They're lost because we've been taking men out of our society for so long. Majority of people that's in prison are men, are dads, or some of them never became dads because they, like a couple of people that was at our event, they went to jail when they was 16, 17 years old. They talking about their stepchildren. One brother was talking about, he was talking about his jail situation. He said, I was in jail. I went to jail turn that down. I went to jail when I was 19 years old. He said he was in jail all his 20s, all his 30s, all his 40s, and a couple of years of his 50s. But he did 30 some odd years in jail. How many black men, that's their story? Or men in general that was sent to jail for crimes and all the other stuff. So, it's hard to make babies when you ain't around nothing but men.
But that has nothing to do with celebrating men who are not in jail, who are taking care of their babies, who have been there, who are continuing to be parents even as they grow up and become adults and being grandparents at the same time. This has been going on for a long time while a lot of men
It's
are
not
not
an it's not a
recognized.
lot.
This is not nothing new. It is.
So
It
what
don't matter
will
if
break
it's a
that
lot.
cycle?
There's
What
a
will break the
number.
cycle? What will
He
break
want
that
what
cycle?
mama got. He want what mama
No,
got.
no,
That's
no,
what you
no,
want,
no.
huh?
Let me tell you something.
You want all the rest of
I
us to
don't
be
want what
sold out
mama
because you
got
did.
because
What you
I
want?
can't be recognized for what mama did. See, because mama do things the way
That
mama
ain't
do
what I
things.
said mama did. I
Mama,
said
you
you want the
said
same recognition.
I just answer you. I can't want the same of what mama want because what mama want, mama does differently. Mama doesn't do the same as a father. That's why we cannot sit up here and say when we're single parents, oh, I'm the mama and the daddy, or the daddy and the mama. You cannot do what the other gender does. You cannot do it. You can't nurture the same way. Why you hear so many stories about either the mother treated a certain way or the father? Because there is required. It's required to be nurtured by both. That's why a lot of kids go through things. Let's just since we're gonna talk about fathers, let's talk about daughters. This is something that they share all the time. When the father's not around, they always say, oh, they seek that father like in someone else. And usually it's in someone who is treating them wrong or whatever. They're just looking for that figure, because it's needed. It's needed. That's the and because it's needed.
So would you say that some men are looking to be treated, but in reverse, because some men have been absent of their mothers, right?
Yeah,
True.
And so
but
it's It's a thing.
I don't know what he want because Father's Day is an individual thing. It's not a group thing. You just not
So
gonna
we might
get
as well
what
not. Then we should cancel Mother's Day as a group thing.
Mother's Day.
Should we? So you saying Father's Day is an individual thing? So are we saying Mother's Day is an individual thing? So if Mother's Day
No,
is an
I'm saying
individual
that
thing, then we should not be
Father's Day
recognizing
is
it.
celebrated with fathers that are being celebrated with their family. If you're not one of those fathers, it's not a big deal. That's not a big deal to them. But like I said, we doing Father's Day bailout. So it's a big deal to us. We bailing people out of jail. We got brothers coming in there talking to keep fathers and their families together. So we're different. Now, you can say yourself, my celebration was off the chain. We had barbecue, we had jump
But you
house.
talking about an isolated celebration?
John keeps saying isolated, meaning that
you are not going to get a mass appeal for any. Most people keeping it real. Either they don't know their fathers or they don't like their fathers. A lot of guys don't know how to be a father. So
we're not talking about, but we're not saying we're not talking about someone not being a father or not in jail or anything. We're just talking about recognizing fathers. So let's just take the general, since we're going to say folks who are around. So let's recognize fathers who have been around, fathers who had been providers, for fathers who had spent time and invested into their children.
Right.
Let's just say that. And she mentioned it on the general aspect as the nation celebrates and recognizes Mother's Day, commercialized or whatever. Why is Father's Day not the same? So let's just base it on fathers who do right. Same thing. It's not as recognized. It's not as commercialized. I'm not saying what I want. I don't need nobody, but we're talking about if the thing is, if my job say, hey, we giving raises, even though I didn't feel like I earned it, but hey, if they say they giving it, I'm taking it. You see what I'm saying? This is what they giving to me. So if you're gonna say I'm gonna recognize fathers, let's recognize fathers, and we're going to talk about that, then let's recognize it. Because I know, at not speaking for myself, but speaking for fathers who have been there, who have been through the struggle, some who had to go through up and downs with the mother, and probably the mother family or whatever, and probably his own family. But he still stuck in there for his kids. He made his kids the priority, and he did things. So recognize them. Instead of putting all this artwork around, but what's more commercialized? The father of what he does for his family, or the father who is absent? What do you hear about more?
But John, that's not the point.
It is not the point.
If you a father and you want to celebrate and you want to be celebrated,
you
need to do that. You cannot get society in the state that it's in to say I'm gonna recognize fathers the same way I'm gonna recognize mothers. They have feminized everything. Everything that's going on in our society is about women. So
did you not listen to her question? I don't think you missed her question. You missed her question. You got to listen to the question.
I heard the question.
What's the question? Because you're talking about individual.
Let's dissect it. That's one at a time. Okay,
you are not going to get that.
Let's hear each other.
But we're not talking about individual. She's mentioned on the national.
And that's what I'm saying. It's just not going to happen.
She mentioned on the national range. You keep talking individual. You keep talking about 28th and Adeline.
You said that. I didn't. Group independent. You said that's a specific thing. I said my group do it. It's a lot of fathers that get recognized on Father's Day.
We're not saying that they don't. No. You're not. You got to listen, Ben.
It's mothers
you got to
don't get recognized because they ain't really mothers.
Okay, so you guys are having a disagreement because I think you're both on two different wavelengths.
The thing is, you mentioned
so John
about
first. What are you saying, John, what are
You
you
mentioned,
saying?
I'm answering your question. Your
Okay.
question was, why is it that Father's Day is not recognized the
Recognized like
way
Mother's
Mother's
Day.
Day is?
Yeah.
We're not talking about that there's not fathers recognized, that there are fathers who are not
We
recognized.
just
We're
generally
talking
want to
about
know why
why
it's not a
Father's Day. We're talking about Father's Day, not fathers. We're talking about Father's Day.
And that's what I said. I
so
said the
Ben, what are
reason
you
why.
saying?
That's what I said. I just said that. I said the reason why the fathers are not recognized is because people don't care about fathers the same way they do their mothers. Period. Our society as a whole is
So are
slanted
you, let
towards
me interrupt
women
you.
now.
Are you really saying a father, if there's a father and a mother raising children or a child, you're saying as a whole, the mother is cared about more than the father, and he's working with her and loving those children in the same way or even maybe greater?
Yes.
But
yes, I'm
so
saying
we
that.
trying to find out why is that?
I mean, if you want me to get into, because I've been in study for this for 12 years. Exactly, it's like that. It's fathers that are literally taking care of their children, that when they go to a court situation, they were the primary caregiver. And no matter what he was doing, they take the custody out of this man's hand that he was the primary caregiver and give him weekends. Now, how does that make sense? Instead of 50-50, you get a week, I get a week, we take care of these kids. No, you're a man, you a male. I've been to court situations where my kid is not even 2 years old and I'm the primary caregiver, but they gonna give primary to the mama. Oh, because she's still the mama don't breastfeed. What are you talking about? How are you assuming something? Oh, he's got a bigger bond to. No, he don't. His mama's gone all the time. How did you decide that, oh, because she a female, that she gonna get the majority of the custody and he needs her more than he need me? This is a common thing in our society.
So who's
you can go down
deciding
to
that?
it.
Are you saying the court
The
system is
judges,
deciding that?
the system. Yeah, even I was just at the fathers court meeting in Alameda County, and the brother was like, he went to his first doctor's appointment with his brand new baby with his wife. One time. All the rest of the times he went to the doctor's appointment was him. And every time he got to the doctor's appointment, he's at the doctor's appointment. The mama ain't nowhere to be seen. He's there with the baby. They keep giving him questionnaires and asking him how the mama's doing. And not one time did they ask him how he's doing. That's common. To say that, oh, it's not. When you go to the school and you the father that's taking care of your kid. I got a story I can tell you where the mama was on house arrest and they had to drive the mama back home because the lady wanted to circumvent the daddy for the mama. The daddy come pick the baby up. When the baby got hurt, they called the mama. And the mama had to come to the school and she was about to be put in the custody because the lady called her all frantically. The mama came there. They looked at the mama's leg. The mama had an ankle bracelet on there. They explained what the heck was going on. Had to run the lady back to the house so she wouldn't get put in jail instead of them just doing the following procedure and calling the daddy. They do this all the time in the school districts, in the court system, in the hospitals. Where else does a man not get discriminated against? I mean, your school, your court, your hospital, the store. You walk in a store and you dealing with your kid, and the kid got their pants off a little bit, and the person walk right up to you and say, "Where's your mama at? Where's your mama at, little kids? How many times have you seen that? Where's your mama not here?" They don't ask the mama where the daddy is when they in there shopping. Why they always asking the daddy where the mama is or the kids where the mama is every time the daddy got them? Our society don't care nothing about men. They always expect women to be treated.
Well, I think to
Treated with
say
food.
that they don't care about men is kind of broad. I mean,
Well, what you call it?
I can't say they don't care about men.
What you call it?
I know that Mother's Day and the mother holiday, let's say, is really, really extensive. It's a big, and I don't know if it has to do with because the children are usually with mama. Mama carried the child. Mama brought life into the world out of her with that child. Yeah, dad planted the seed, but the child grew and connected with mama. And I don't know if does it start there?
Listen to what you said. Your baby can't even be born without dad.
Dad planted the seed. I gave that recognition.
He did more than plant the seed. Most of the time, dad is the one putting in the work to get the seed in there in the first place.
Ben, hush your mouth. You all off on another.
You have to look.
That's real.
Mother's Day's was recognized as a holiday a lot longer than Father's Day. You have to look at that for one. This is something, so it's been going on for a long time. Mother's Day has been a celebration since the beginning. Look, it was
so when did
I have to research that. So what's the time for? I mean,
President Wilson, he was old when he started, or his mother was old, and he said, mothers need to be recognized. So they put in Mother's Day, and this is like around the earthquake in San Francisco or something, when they started recognizing Mother's Day. And then Father's Day,
1907 or something.
Yeah, somewhere around.
Yeah, it was around there,
1907 or something, or 1910 or whatever. But Father's Day didn't come. Richard Nixon was the one who put Father's Day in 1972. Richard Nixon was the one. Hey, it's called history. When you in class, they teach you that. You gotta go look it up. Somebody Google. JJ was here, he'll do it.
1972.
Father's Day was not considered a holiday. I'm telling you, check it out.
So when you said Father's Day was
considered... Let me tell you, man, we see, like I say, all them situations, fathers being treated in the courts, this and this, that's isolated. That what goes on in the community.
That's isolated. That's isolated. That doesn't happen on a regular basis.
Hold on, I'm not saying on the regular. You got to understand, it's not everybody. It's not everybody. You're taking something.
So what do you think the percentages are?
Hold on, check.
Let me tell. Wait. Let me.
What I'm saying is
one thing first.
Hey, hold on.
In 1966. President Lyndon B. Johnson issued the first presidential proclamation. How do you say that? Proclamation honoring fathers.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, designating the third Sunday in June as Father's Day. 6 years later, the day.
Lyndon B. Johnson, not Tricky Dick.
Wait, 6 years later, the day was made a permanent national holiday when President Richard Nixon signed it into law April 24th, 1972.
John, you can study history.
But they started
one thing about
that's
history.
What John said.
No. But what I'm saying, you still got 50-something years after Mother's Day. You got to look when things have been in progress, and then you're trying. It's just like how the USFL came in after the NFL was already.
Yeah,
the USFL.
It's been holidays since then.
Okay.
That's more popular than Father's Day.
You're not listening.
Okay, one more. Let me interrupt one more.
The
how
NFL.
Did Mother's Day? How did Mother's Day start? Anna Jarvis celebrated the first Mother's Day when on May 12th, 1907, she held a memorial service honoring her late mother in Grafton, West Virginia.
Exactly.
1907 compared
she honored her
1972.
Mother. And then they actually had a march, or they had some type of thing that went on. And then from there, that's when Wilson ended up making it a national holiday.
Y'all tripping.
No, it's history.
We talk about no, bro. I'm talking about the number 2 holiday of all time. The number 2 holiday is Mother's Day, and Father's Day is number 20. Now, why? If that's the case, then Father's Day should at least be in the top 10.
But she,
Like, why is Father's Day not even in the top 10?
that was her question. Why is Father's Day
why is
not
that
as
happening?
recognized as Mother's Day? That was her question. And it has nothing to do with folks being in court or whatever. You got to look. You would think, okay, hey,
What you
we made
mean the
Mother's.
whole thing? They
Hold
do
on,
not
hold on.
care about fathers as much as they do
Slow down.
mothers.
You would think they say, okay, we honoring our mother in 19 whatever. And you would think even 5 years later or 10 years later, they would have said, okay, in 1926,
Why
we
would
go
they have to?
honor the father.
But why would they
You know,
have to?
somewhere to
The
close.
fathers had
But
all
they,
the power and the control
okay.
until the 60s. That women wasn't even recognized. Women couldn't even vote. So why would you have to do all that for a mother? Men had all the control in society. They paid all the bills. They controlled the doggone bank account. They was the ones working. Mothers didn't start doing none of that stuff. Mama was just at home. That's why they started recognizing her. But when mama started going to work, then it was like, oh, okay. Fathers at work, they kind of similar. Let's give dad a day. I don't even wonder why they even came up with the holiday. And the point is, between then and now, it's been all kind of holidays created as more I think Martin Luther King Day is more important or more popular than Father's Day is. It don't make sense.
Interesting feedback, you guys. I mean, history at its finest. You know, one good thing to do is to follow your history, to go back and look into, research these things, because it's always something to dig out and learn. You know, just talking about this, and it still is on the table and not understood why, when even though both of these holidays are now but one carries much more weight than the other. And a lot of fathers recognize that. I heard at least 20 people said the same thing to me Saturday and Sunday about, oh, it's just another day. They ain't gonna do nothing for daddy. You don't even see nothing on the corner. They're not selling balloons. They're not selling nothing saying Father's Day shirts, roses. They not the restaurants, like John say, you can just walk in. You ain't got. I remember on Mother's Day when we went out to eat, it was a line of wait if you didn't have no reservation. You were just, people were saying, forget it, I'll come back another day. I mean, but I'm just wondering, I think daddies is important, very important as well. And they don't.
Is it just that we get more barbecue? Is it because I know our gifts, even for Christmas, is a lot, like they just give you a towel, some socks or something. They really put some thought in the mama
well, it's hard to
situation.
know
Daddy
what to
get a sweater.
Dad, unless you know what dad really likes.
Dad get him a sweater, or he might get some golf clubs if he lucky, if he really in that game.
One guy was telling me for Father's Day that the type of gifts he would get would be gifts instead of, like mothers like personal stuff. They send mothers to get their feet done, their nails done, their massages, their hair. They do all this pampering stuff. But when it comes to dad, they gonna get him a lawnmower, a weed whacker. They give him type of gift. They give him type of gifts to do the chores around the house.
Some paintbrushes, huh?
Yeah, or some.
He got some paintbrushes.
He got some socks, 1,000 socks. He got ties, socks, maybe cologne, maybe.
Oh my God!
But
give him some paint thinner, huh? Give him paint thin to pay for the.
I'm sorry, y'all feel like that, but we, such as I.
Give him some screwdrivers in the hammer. Give him a little cheap tool set.
It's just one of those things. But anyway, so everybody got
daddy some custom overalls for daddy's Father's Day. He got some custom overalls.
Well, I say it's the thought.
With his name on his
it's not
just
a certain day. You just show love and appreciation all the time.
Oh my God!
Whoever you love,
that's hilarious.
Whoever you love.
That's cool. That's cold.
We're gonna move on from that because that one got a little sticky. That one got a little sticky right there, but I don't know. It's probably no answer to that question, really. Would the more you think about it, and the more that men, such as you guys, self-daddies, express. I mean, Cordell didn't say a lot about it. I guess you're kind of neutral, Cordell, with the
I
different.
look at it, this is the way I look at it. Thou should respect mom and daddy, period.
Both of them.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that's absolutely the truth. I mean, you should respect and love them both. I mean, and not to say that the children don't love and respect daddy. It's just on Mother's Day, it's a big powwow, you know, and on that, I mean, it was literally kind of quiet yesterday. It was quiet. I mean, when I went to the Saturday, when I went to the winery thing, there was a few couples looked like could have been taking daddy out of stuff, but for the most part, it wasn't that many. And you know, so that's very interesting. So let's move right along, you guys. I said we was gonna make this a shorter show tonight, so we ain't got that much time to talk about it, but let me do this inquiring mind want to know. Okay. And it goes like this. Inquiring minds want to know, for those of you who are viewing the show for the first time or may have, you know, forgotten this particular segment of the show, is when someone has contacted me and asked me to talk about something that they're going through. And some of these scenarios is very interesting. Some of them sound familiar to or similar to another one I may have talked about or whatever. And that's basically two. Sometimes they are the same. Every now and again I get tripped up, but sometimes it's just people are going through common issues. And so I bring them to the table because they're very interesting in real life. And I just like to pick your brains and help the person who is watching this. I do let them know when I am going to talk about their topic. So they're somewhere out there watching. So it goes like this. Oh, Ben, put the microphone on. Okay. My man is a sellout. This dude stepped to me wrong when we were at the club. And my guy told me to be chill and stop starting shish. I told him the spiel of what happened when I came from the ladies' room, of how a dude tried to step to me disrespectfully. Now, mind you, I was tipsy but not drunk. So my dude tells me that I probably was running my mouth like I always do, and that I needed to chill out and stay put. About 10 minutes later, up comes this dude to me again, but this time in front of my man, saying, "Bi," calling her the BI. Next time I am gonna have you working for me if you proposition me again. My dude didn't say a word. He just picked up his glass, took a stiff swig, and looked into space. The other guy walked away with a smirk on his face. Now tell me, grown folks, was he a sellout or what? I am ready to leave his ass, even though I am pregnant with his child and haven't told him yet. Wow.
Well, that's a wild there.
Well, it's a couple of things that stick out. You know, yes,
Well,
the guy came up to her and
here's
said
what I
something.
would say. Whenever
Go
you
ahead,
go out,
Cordell.
whenever you go out in a club environment like that, there's always going to be one or two guys that's going to be a knucklehead.
That's going to test it.
Don't matter. there's always somebody that's always looking to do something. So even though he might have badmouthed my woman, you know, my girl, he didn't lay hands on her. He didn't touch her, right?
No.
Okay. So my ego's not in check. I'm not going to really say anything to escalate that situation. Now, if he had put hands on her, it'd be a different story. But it's all about talk. So he's probably just want to boost his ego, which really ain't nothing, because outside of that night, his ego is really little. So let him have his space, do his thing. That way you don't cause no havoc. Don't go to jail for something that should have been squashed. It's an ego thing. Just let him have his moment. It's when he puts hands on you, I gotta say something.
So do you think it made her feel like her dude wasn't standing up for her and this dude had came up and verbally disrespected her? Do you think her feeling a certain way is out of pocket?
Well, you know, I look at it this way. She don't have to deal with people regardless, in a club, outside a club, whatever. But it's when you put your hands on my woman, we got a different situation. So even though you might have said something to her, I might check you, but I got to really think about really what causes that problem to exist. We're in an environment where people drinking, acting stupid, outside of their own comfort level, thinking that they could do whatever. Like I said, people love to talk when they're drunk. Just don't put your hands on nobody, especially somebody I care about.
And obviously, it didn't say here, but perhaps he didn't really know she was there with dude. I mean, she was sitting at the bar with her dude. She went to the back.
Yeah, but it still doesn't matter. You know, he shouldn't have said those things to her anyway, because he don't know her like that.
Right, exactly.
So that's being disrespectful in itself. So, you know, somebody could have checked him. That's okay. But I'm saying really, to really get me riled up in an environment that's crazy like that, there's got to be something physical, because people talk all the time. And women put their man in situations that really cause a problem that shouldn't be a problem.
Well, like he said to her, you probably was running your mouth like you always do. And
my question to you is this: what kind of woman is this? Because it don't sound like, you know, it sounds like she want the dude to fight. Like, who fights nowadays? If you want to get into combat, you know it's a possibility you ain't gonna be walking out of there. And even if you walk out of there, it ain't gonna end up well for you. So why are we fighting like 2-year-olds? It sounds like she wants somebody to fight. Is that what
it didn't say fight, but I think she wanted, but when the guy called her a BI,
she wanted to get up and sock that head. You know, she wanted to sock that head. She
wanted her man to say something.
Yeah. This probably ain't
the first time. Totally disrespected.
This probably ain't the first time that's happened. Just like he said, always running your mouth. She talked to people. She probably talked to him like he ain't nothing. You see how she talking? But she probably talked to everybody like they ain't nothing. And everybody ain't gonna tolerate it.
Well,
you know what it is.
She said that she's thinking about leaving him. She's asking for our advice. She is pregnant, but have not told him yet.
Of course not, because she full of those tricks and the trickery.
Why she didn't tell him?
Of course she, because she don't respect him like that.
She said, I'm pregnant with his child and haven't told him yet. But they sitting in the bar.
And you drinking with him?
Yep. And know she pregnant. Isn't that interesting?
I don't know.
She said she was tipsy. She knows she pregnant already. And talking about leaving him and going through this funk with him. But you drinking, but you pregnant. You at the club, but you pregnant. You want your man to be in a war, but you are pregnant.
It sounds like she's immature.
Yep.
Really.
You got it.
So I'm not going to really jeopardize my freedom for an immature woman like that, because that's what it would have happened. Either me and this other man going to be fighting. We both go to jail, catch a case. You know, I might be dead, he might be dead, whatever. And she's going to go on about her day. Is it worth it?
No, it's not worth it. And I don't know really.
There was the other day.
You quote a lot of men that's behind bars. I say 85% of them will tell you, hey, I'm in here behind a woman. I did something really stupid because it attacked my ego, and I'm in here behind a woman. She prompted me to, assault this man, and, he ended up dying. So I'm behind bars.
That's deep. But some do get themselves in those kind of situations. What was you saying, John?
Just the other day, this pregnant lady called. She was at work, and she called her boyfriend to come jump on a co-worker, and it went all bad. It went all bad. The whole situation. I know I can't remember which one. It was just bad, because sometimes, every confrontation is not your battle, and it's not a battle. It's just a confrontation at the moment, or what have you, or an exchange of words. And when you put a person in a situation, so then he say, well, maybe she wanted him to say something to her. What is it that he was going to say that, or what percentage of it that he could have said that would have been more de-escalating? Because usually it would have said, even if you said it in a nice way, man, could you not speak to my woman like that? F you. You don't know what kind of you're gonna get. F you, you little punk. Your woman, you don't know what's gonna happen. And at certain times you let people speak, or just like Cordell said, let them speak and you move on. It's not like no one is harmed. And you got to go back to it. See, the problem is we sit up here and we take words so goddamn personal, and things like that. If somebody's saying something, okay, say what you want to say. I ain't gonna say nothing, But now when it comes to where you're threatening or becoming threatening to me, now that's a different situation. Now my stance, I stand differently. Shoot. But other than that, what is it worth me getting up? You be talking to, because I'm trying to say something because of her, and now I'm in jail, like Ben saying. And hell, how far as I know, while I'm in jail, she might be kicking it with that very person.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. So do you think that this couple should have just left the bar after all that happened?
They didn't have to leave. Dude left. He walked away. He had and she gonna write with a smirk on his face. So what did you want him to do? Have a smile? Have a frown? What kind of face, composure did you want him to have?
My man should have knocked that smirk off his face, because that's my man.
See, what happens a lot of times is that egos get involved, and the egos escalate a lot of things that don't need to be escalated.
Yep.
And you got a bad situation because your ego got involved.
People end up dead.
Yeah, you have got to be careful. I I mean, Gareth, you're married, and I know that, I don't know, you and your wife probably go different places, but if somebody's up to your wife in a disrespectful way, verbally, like John is saying, I mean, Cordell is saying, if it's not physical, it's not worth the confrontation with the person. So would you just kind of let it bounce off and just not get into it with the person? Or would you have to step to him for calling your woman out of her name or something like that?
Whatever do it, amen. And they you living no girl.
Oh, you will pull him to the side.
Yeah.
And just have a man-to-man talk about him being disrespectful. And then if he was the hothead type and, nigga, what you doing stepping to me like blue, then you and him just would have had to take it to that point. But it would have had to be him coming at you in that way, right? You would just go off and want to just pop him upside the head because he called you girl a BI.
Yeah.
Because some will trip. Some is not going to have the verbal disrespect at all with their woman. And some women go off about their men too, but some people have a hard time, just they hot-headed.
Yeah.
But
Have you ever heard that Terry Crews story? Have you ever heard Terry Crews talk about his whole situation and why he didn't fight?
I heard it.
Why he didn't fight? Because he was so accustomed, because he was born up in the fighting. He used to fight with people all the time. That time when that guy grabbed him and he didn't beat him up, that was the first time ever he was able to control his emotions.
Mm-hmm.
And his wife, he said his wife had left him a few times because of his anger. He was talking about some dude had said something when they were at the Galleria in LA. And he said he beat that dude up so bad. And I was like, wow. And he was like, I'm a football player, I'm this, I'm that. And he was like, I was going to lose my family behind all this. So that person is a detriment and a danger to themselves if nobody can think.
But you got to be able to understand whatever you out in an environment like a club or a big party atmosphere like a nightclub, there's always a knucklehead. Don't care you go by yourself. There's always a knucklehead. You got to deal with that. Growing up in the city, I used to have to say, yeah, Saturday night I'm going to go out. But I used to have to get psyched up to go out because all the stuff you got to put up with just to go out.
Yeah.
So you got to make sure your ego's in check, but then let know that it could go wrong if you're not really thinking about your situation.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Everything is based on somebody's ego.
Yep. I would have to agree with that. And it does now in this day and age, it makes it very, very uncomfortable to go out and try to enjoy yourself having a cocktail or whatever. Your head is always on swivel. You got to be looking out for the next person as well as yourself, because you never know when you're going to get blindsided by something, or somebody right next to you can be throwing down and you get in the wind of it, So you have to be careful. And I know it's nice to go out and be sociable sometime and meet people and have a little cocktail on a Friday night after work, and it's all good. But I just think you have to pick the right spots, and you got to choose your battles. If something is coming to you in a rough way or a disrespectful way or what have you, you got to choose your battles for that. Like dude left, but he could have been a hothead and wanted to come back and finish some stuff. Who knows? But whatever he said, when he called her the name and said that he could be having her work for him, I guess he means the lady of the streets. The way he threw that out there. So That's pretty deep. But he made it seem as though she said something to take him there, because he said, BI, the next time I am gonna have you working for me if you proposition me again. What did she proposition him about? We don't know. That wasn't disclosed. So whatever she propositioned him about got him a little upset. And he came at her in a foul way. So in this case, young lady, you definitely need to let your dude know that you are with child. Respectfully, he needs to know. And I don't know, you wasn't drinking club soda at the bar because you said you was a little tipsy but not drunk. So you were having your moments. I don't know what your intentions are with carrying the baby or not, or maybe that's why you ain't told him, because you're trying to decide. I don't know, but it's time to be mature about this and talk to your dude and not put him in situations where it could have been all bad. If him and dude would have got into it, if bullets would have got, thrown out there, you could have been hit by one, he could have been hit by one, somebody could have been killed. It could have been a lot of mess behind something this small. So I wish you the best with that situation. As far as leaving him, really? I don't think he's a sellout. I mean, I think each man would have dealt with that differently, depending on, like Cordell said, like Ben say, like John say, everybody has and Garrett say, let's pull you to the side and have a talk to you, dude. I mean, that used to work back in the day. Now a Negro gonna look at you like, what you say, partner? And then you and him gonna have to beef right off.
This is where discernment comes in, because you got to be able to have some discernment on what type of person you might be dealing with. Everybody ain't gonna react the same.
Nope. Can't have a conversation with everybody.
Well, if he comes up to your lady sitting at the bar and call her BI, you should pretty much know what.
But that's not what happened.
That's not true. That's not what happened. Exactly.
That's not what happened.
It's something that took place somewhere else.
Yeah, she said something to him that wasn't cool.
Proposition. He said, if you proposition me again, I will have you work. I will have you working for me.
Yeah, and what does that mean? What did she say to that man?
Wait, he said, if you proposition me again.
He said, BI, next time I am gonna have you working for me if you proposition me again.
So what was she propositioning?
That's
that's the whole, and these are her words. So what did you, what was you, okay.
Something she did that
was she trying to get him to buy a drink for her? What was it?
He said he would have her working for him.
Bing bing.
So I don't know if that was he a pimp.
Well, that don't mean that.
I'm just asking. I don't know if he's a pimp.
But he only made the statement based on, because he said, if you proposition me again. So evidently something took place for it to be an again.
Yeah. Well, God bless them. I don't know what to say about that. But moving right along, you guys. I just want to
opposition. Okay.
This question here. Did I talk about this last week? I couldn't remember. Who is that? Is that a wolf?
My dog's not here.
Did I talk about the other parent? If the other parent
mute me, did she mute me?
No, but I am. Okay. Did I talk about the other parent who's not with you has no money, but has quality time, would the visits be held back until they got a job? So they don't have any money, but they have quality time for the kids, but broke. So, there's some situations where some will say, well, if you can't help me raise these kids and do the things that they need, this, they need that, they then you just can't see them right now until you can bring some stuff to the table. But they bring in quality time. They in a situation, their finances has changed. Perhaps they lost their job. It could be a whole lot of different things, but they want to spend quality time with their children. So what do you guys think about this holding back the visitation until a person gets some money?
That's a control thing.
Well, we're using kids as a hostage.
Yeah.
As bargaining chips. That's the problem. Everybody use kids as bargaining chips.
Yeah.
Like
hostages.
God dog.
Yeah. And it shouldn't
she grow up.
I mean, it shouldn't have. I understand it takes two, and you gotta, you come together the best way you can. One parent may be without one, both you guys may be doing well, whatever the situation, but you're still co-parenting. And why put a dollar amount on quality time being spent with your children? So if they don't have what you consider the righteous child support monies to you, you just gonna hold back the visitation, and now they got to go get a lawyer and take your butt to court.
Just go. Okay, if they can't do it, just go apply for child support. But the cold part is, okay, yeah, he should be helping financially, but you don't take away the physical part. You don't do that kind of stuff.
You're right.
That's
I will say quality time is so important.
But you know what? If he's spending a lot of time, that's the main thing that child support that they look at. Your visitation time cut down your child support, the monetary part.
Yeah.
So, but whatever, I don't know his situation. Apply to Kyle here. I don't know his situation, so he could have ran into a misfortune or whatever. But man, you can't see your kids until you get some money. That don't make sense. So you up here really trying to what they call that, punish someone while you trying to punish him for his misfortune, if it is a misfortune. I don't know. He could have screwed his money off. I don't know. But you want to punish him, but you don't realize you're not really you're punishing him, but you're punishing the kids indirectly. And they're the ones who are going to feel the effects of the punishment the most.
Hey, why? This is my question to everybody. Why do we spend so much time in our community talking about single people's problems when we should be talking about the mother taking care of their kid? That's the single person's problem. We shouldn't even be looking at it like that. We both should be able to take care of this kid. Hey, if you ain't paying no child support and you can't pay, then them kids gonna be over there with you for the next 2-3 weeks. That's what we gonna be doing, because you need to be able to kick in. And if you can't kick in monetary wise, you're gonna kick in with your time. Just like when you married, they can't go and put you on child support when you married and y'all together. So that means a woman is trying to look to be single just so they could get money that 9 times out of 10 it'll be less money than they would have had in their household in the first place. It's silly. We keep
Yeah.
talking like we single. Black
A lot
folks,
of times
we
they
ain't
shoot
single.
their own foot. They shoot their own foot because they getting more help from the daddies outside of court than they do when they finally go through all this other stuff to try to get more money. Because when it comes down to the time spent and all the things he's doing, because a lot of daddies, especially if they got it like that, they just kick down. They just like, here, this is for the kids, go get them some shoes, this is for the kids, do this. You know, they paying, they taking care of their kids. But there's some women who just want more. They want more, or they feel like he's in another relationship. She may have a kid. He over there helping take care of that kid. So he need to be over here taking care of his kid. And there's a whole lot of different dynamics because that father, you guys didn't work out. He's going to move on and get with somebody else eventually. And the more mature he is, he's going to most likely get with a woman who has kids already. You're not in your 20s no more. You 40, 50, almost 60 years old. She may even have some grandkids. Ain't that right? So anyway,
we got to teach each other how to be couples and family. Even if you decide you don't want to be together, we have to teach each other how to be family members and raise our children. You know, I was hearing if people was talking about a situation where, that's what the guy was talking about. His brother is still, you know, he's relationship got so good that the mother has already gotten married to somebody else for a while, and the kid's father was spending the night at the house because they had something that they had to go to the next day. That's how it's supposed to be. We ain't together. We taking care of these kids. Take care of your kids for who the other parent is. You know, I deal with my kids' mama in the hopes of, you know, this is my son's mother. So I got to, there's certain things I'm going to have to be in with because I would be in for him. So I think we should all do the same.
But Ben, the reality is that you have one party that's really bitter, wants to get revenge for whatever act it may have been, things didn't work out. So no matter what the other party does, that first party is going to always be mad, revengeful, bitter, frustrated, angry, period. No matter what, they're just going to be that way. Unless they really are mature about what might have happened and what might not have happened. What really caused the separation of these two individuals that seem to not really love each other as they did before they made that baby. So bottom line comes in play that you have two people that say they're in love, but they're not really in love. They never were in love. They made a mistake. They made a baby. Now they're dealing with that reality.
Yes.
Well, everybody's not like that, though. That's what I'm saying. We have to start
that's
thinking
true.
in the way that
Everybody's
we
not
should.
like that. That's what I'm saying. You have one party that's really bitter about the breakup, so they want to control the other party, regardless what that could be, but time, money, resentment, you know, a new girlfriend, he moved on, got a new wife or whatever. She's still mad, but in the middle, you have this son or this daughter that's seeing us all play out.
Yeah, we just got to
And
change
not only
that,
do
that
they see
format.
it play out, they hear the backlash of it. Oh, your daddy ain't shit. Oh, your mama ain't shit. You know, that ain't love.
That's right.
That's just resentment. So really, what you're saying.
So here's the question for you then. What if the mama ain't or the daddy ain't S? Then what you do? Should you not say that to your child?
No, you shouldn't really. Tell your child that, hey, people do wrong things, people do right things. Me and your father, we did something that we don't agree with. That's why we're not together. But don't put them in the middle of it. Don't tell them, hey, your daddy ain't shit, he ain't bought you no new shoes. No, that ain't cool.
That's true.
Just let them know that, hey, your father loves you, your mama loves you. We gonna work this thing out. We just ain't living in the same house no more. She still cares about you. I still care about her. We care about, both of us care about you. We gonna make it happen. You're gonna be all right. So don't worry about it. We got you.
Mm.
That's how it should be, but it ain't that way.
No, it's not, because it's like you said, there's a lot of backbiting, there's a lot of anger, resentment. When the other partner has moved on and got with somebody else, that's a phase, especially if you still love that person. You still love them. It didn't work out. Maybe it was your fault it didn't work out. Maybe it was both of y'all's fault, but they've moved on. You have kids, and they use the kids as pawns sometimes to cause a lot of pain and hurt. And that needs to stop. You can be, like Cordell said, you can be good parents, you can love your child and not be together and not be under the same roof. It would be wonderful if you could have worked it out and stayed together, but it just don't always work like that. It just don't.
No.
It just don't. And you got to be both mature enough to say, okay, we got to do the best we can for these kids and not put a stank example out there, because you get the badgering daddy all the time or badgering mama all the time. That does terrible things to a child's psyche. It really does. It's not good. Well, on that note, y'all, I'm gonna clean it up. We gonna cut it off.
Man.
We've done our what'd you say, Gareth?
You leaving?
I'm leaving.
Hey, can I hit you with one though? Can I hit you with one before you go on that note?
Yeah, come on.
It's well, I'm in Alameda County. So we have Cafe Dad, we have Father's Corps. I don't know if you guys, most counties don't have what we have here. But if you having those kind of situations, because a lot of times it's not what you say, it's how you say it. And if you say things the wrong way, you get into a war with somebody that you don't want. So if you guys are having those kinds of problems, especially fathers, you can hit up Alameda County Fatherhood Initiative or Father's Corps, which is First Five Alameda, and really talk to somebody about that kind of situation and say, hey, I just don't know how to stop this war. Can you help me? Because I can help you do that, because I've been trained. I've been doing this for 12 years. So, it's other people that can help you to have the right conversation and word it properly so you stop the war and just raise your kids. That's all I want to say to you.
Yeah, that's good stuff, Ben. You're gonna have to remind us with those, people who's watching and would like to reach out, because there's a lot of issues going on with people and the struggles and relationships to come together for those kids. Some will just disappear and not even want to be around because they can't get along with the mother, or they can't get along with the father. And who suffers? The kids suffer. The kids suffer. They'll move out to another state, or they'll just, change their numbers, move somewhere, not letting the parent know where they stand. They do all kinds of drastic stuff, and it comes with a lot of maturity. And, like Cordell mentioned, we don't want to say our children is mistakes. But sometimes, you end up making a child with someone that you had no intentions of even being with. Things happen. You may not even be in love with that person. Things happen. But you're going to have this child for the rest of your life together.
That's real.
So what we going to do?
You see my sign too there, right? You see the sign about
safe spaces in the town
nights? Oh yeah, town nights. You guys in Oakland, you come out. It's Friday nights. The next 6 Friday nights is 9 different locations. You can hit up town nights or what is it called? The Department of Violence Prevention, Oakland, California. It's from 6 p.m. to 10 p.m. It's really gonna be a good situation for anybody that want to come out. Come out and enjoy yourself in a safe space. Got security, games, free food, all these things they putting out there for the community. Come check it out.
Every Friday night?
Yeah, so the next 6 Friday night, well, the next 5, because they just did this Friday. But the next 5 Friday nights all the way to July 16th.
I think that's really good.
Yeah, come on out and have a good time. Enjoy yourself.
And if you can, it only takes being able to help one. If you can help just one, more is better. But if you can help just one, that's making a difference. Because people are in situations for sure. But I do want to say congratulations to Gareth and his wife's anniversary tomorrow. We're going to wish you the best, and I hope you guys have a wonderful date night. I'm wishing her happy birthday as well. Tell her 21 looks good.
That's nice. That's easy, huh?
21.
We should all do that, huh? Marry your woman on her birthday so you won't forget.
Gareth was smart about that. Okay, baby, let's marry on your birthday. I'll never forget that anniversary. That's a good thing. That's a good
idea.
And what else is going on? I just want to say happy birthday to my good friend Chuck Lounge. Today is his birthday. Hope you're having a great day, Chuck. We love you. And also, if you guys can say prayers for my family, my uncle. I lost my uncle earlier. I think last week. He passed away, and the family is going through a lot right now. And this was the first Daddy's Day without him. So my mother's brother. So prayers for the family. I do appreciate that. And next week, we are going to be here on a Sunday, y'all. It'll be Sunday, not Monday. I'll be here on next Sunday. Wait a minute. Yeah, that's the 25th. Okay. That'll work out fine. And I'm going to cut it a little short because I had to race in here after my commute and work, and I still got to get some things together before I go to bed. But I do appreciate you guys coming out tonight, being a part of what we do. Grown Folk Table Talk on a usually Sunday, but we here on Monday sometime when we just have to. Yesterday was Daddy's Day, and I wanted you guys to enjoy it. And I hope each and every one of you fathers out there had a wonderful day. And also Juneteenth celebration this weekend and today, because there was things going on today. I'm gonna see how many people make it to work tomorrow. I don't know about that, but I know I got to go. So anyway, I love you guys. Thanks for taking time. Gareth, I want to report next week how you and the wifey celebrated that birthday. What did you go see at the movies? And then when y'all get them ring sized, I want y'all to hold it up like this so I can see how pretty they are. And again, congratulations. And to those of you who are out there looking for a wifey or a husband, don't hesitate to go to findawife.com, Donna Smith. No. That may be something I'll come up with. But anyway, it's one for everybody out there. Look at here. If you ain't ran into yours yet, you will. It's coming. It's going to happen. When we get older, we just be a little bit more cautious in our looking and our latching on. Sometimes you can latch on to some poison. You know what I'm saying? And I ain't got time.
Sometimes that feel good though. Sometimes that poison is good.
You know what, Ben? Don't nobody want no doggone.
As long as it don't kill you, sometimes it makes you stronger. You just ride that poison out.
Oh Lord, help them. Help them. Anyway, thank you guys for joining. Tell a friend, like, share, subscribe. Thank you so much for joining us this evening. We will see you again next week on a Sunday, 11:30.
Yeah.
Thank you.